welcome everyone to the final weekly episode of the NXT Universe Mode. And yes, as you guys saw there in the intro, Tommaso Ciampa's virus is starting to infect NXT more and more. It even infected our intro. What will happen at Takeover Brooklyn 3? We will find out on episode 65. But as for tonight, it's the go-home episode. And we will hear from both Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano in our main segment tonight. But to kick off the show, we start where it ended last week. Drew McIntyre coming back to NXT. Former NXT champion, former landmark stone character here in the Universe Mode, came back and attacked Pete Dunne after a successful title defense. And so immediately while that was happening, I booked this match for tonight. Drew McIntyre versus Pete Dunne. Total dream match for the NXT UK Championship. It is going to be incredible. The Scottish Psychopath versus the Bruiserweight for the UK title. This is awesome. This is gonna be awesome. We have this match, and then we have the segment between Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, and that's the go home show. One match, one go home angle for the go-home episode. I would say it's a pretty strong go-home show. We technically have a miniature takeover match right here with Pete Dunne and Drew McIntyre. A little taste of what you're going to get. And I'm going to quickly run down the card for Takeover Brooklyn 3. If you guys aren't sold on the show yet, or if you still have no idea what all the matches are, if you haven't been watching the storylines week to week, which don't make sense if you don't watch the show. Why would you not want to know how the storylines come out? Oh man, Pete Dunne and Drew McIntyre opening things up, and Drew McIntyre, oh man, quick jab to Pete Dunne. It's going to be very interesting to see Drew McIntyre compete against a man like Pete Dunne, a vicious striker, very quick and agile, but not afraid to do some dirty work. Ooh, like snap your fingers maybe? Who knows? Drew McIntyre, a former Intercontinental Champion, former Tag Team Champion, former NXT Champion. Ooh! And as I've said before, this is my Universe Mode. I decide what happens. We could see a title change here tonight. Drew McIntyre. Oh, look at this, stomping away on Pete Dunne. And look at this. You can see on Pete Dunne's little health bar there, his body is already on dark red. He suffered many stinging injuries in his match with Killian Dane on last week's episode. Imagine if those injuries come into play here tonight. Drew McIntyre does have a lot of maneuvers in his arsenal that focus on the neck and back. Oh, and moves like that are not going to help Pete Dunne's back and spine. Look at that. Wrenching the spine is Drew McIntyre. And look at this. Using the barricade as a weapon. Look at this. Targeting the back. Targeting the upper and lower back of Pete Dunne. Like I've said, Drew McIntyre has a lot of maneuvers that focus on the spine and neck. The air raid crash, the Alabama slam, the reverse Alabama slam. That can cause a lot of pain to your body. And Drew McIntyre will utilize those maneuvers and more to try and win the UK title here tonight. But Pete Dunne, you know, is going to battle back. He's going to try and retain that title by any means necessary. He will break his own bones if it means retaining that UK championship. And this is the final time we are going to see Pete Dunne and Drew McIntyre on this Universe Mode. And look at that. A shot to the back. Oh. And Pete Dunne swinging out. Hurricane Rana. Drew McIntyre trying to do like an electric chair drop. Maybe perhaps get him in position for that reverse Alabama slam he loves to utilize. And look at this. Pete Dunne trying to lift Drew. And gets him in the tree of woe. Oh, and delivers a huge backstabber maneuver. Look at this. Cover 1, 2. And Drew McIntyre looked like he didn't really kick out. It looked like he grabbed the bottom rope and kind of pulled himself up out of the pinfall. And look at this. Pete Dunne trying to target. Oh, Drew McIntyre's back. McIntyre missed with a clothesline. And you know there's going to be a lot of strikes in this match. Oh, man. Drew McIntyre planning Pete Dunne on the mat. What am I trying to say? No goodwill between these superstars. It's all about the UK title. It is going to be vicious strikes like ones like that the Glasgow Kiss, and more for the UK Championship. Somehow, someway, Pete Dunne able to kick out. And Drew McIntyre. McIntyre lining up for the Claymore kick. McIntyre, Claymore. Oh. Instead tries to go for a clothesline. Pete Dunne. Oh, here we go. X-Plex. X-Plex. And will it put the exclamation point on this match? No, it will not. Drew McIntyre able to kick out. McIntyre had his final match in this universe mode before returning last week against Adam Cole in a losing effort. And that's what... Oh, another Glasgow Kiss! But this time, Pete Dunne able to fight it off. He's locked him in! Future Shock DDT! Here we go! The pin! The 2! The count! And a kick out! Pete Dunne able to use that resiliency to kick out. McIntyre staring down at Pete Dunne. A fallen warrior. If Pete Dunne's going to lose, he's going to go out on his shield. Claymore kick! Vicious Claymore kick. And that's 2 finishers back to back by Drew McIntyre. The Future Shock DDT and the Claymore. Oh my God, he kicked out! Like I said, Pete Dunne's going to go out on his shield. He's going to kick out as much as he can until he can't kick out anymore. Kicking out of the Future Shock DDT and then kicking out of the Claymore kick. Pete Dunne, forearm to the face. This is it. The bitter end. This is it. 1, 2. No! Drew McIntyre kicks out now. Like I said, takeover quality match here between Pete Dunne and Drew McIntyre. Both men kicking out of each other's respective finishing maneuvers. And now look at this, Pete Dunne with Drew McIntyre in the corner. Just chopping away. And now McIntyre, forearm to the face. Oh, Glasgow Kiss. And what is this? Oh, reverse suplex. Again, targeting that body. And McIntyre. Oh my God. Oh, pile driver. Pile driver by McIntyre. And that's gotta be all. Come on, Dunne. 1. Oh my God. Will Pete's title reign be done after tonight? Will Drew McIntyre leave NXT as the UK champion? Oh, Pete Dunne, like I said, he's gonna fight to the bitter end. And Pete Dunne using some hard tactics here. This is the kind of stuff you learn when you battle in the UK scene. Pete Dunne fighting with everything he's got. Knee strike to Drew McIntyre. And Dunne to the top rope. McIntyre quick to recover. And Drew McIntyre, very rare you see him climb the top rope. Elbow drop onto Pete Dunne. And McIntyre pulling maneuvers out of his playbook to try and put away Pete Dunne. Oh, planting him face first. Dunne is taking a hell of a lot of punishment here. Look at this. McIntyre tossing Dunne like a rag doll. Once again, more punishment to the spine and back of Pete Dunne. And Dunne is just going to fight back. He's going to fight back with everything he's got. Counters the Glasgow Kiss. Forearm. Pete Dunne battling back everything he's got to retain the title. And McIntyre's on the ropes. McIntyre launched over the top rope with a clothesline from Pete Dunne. And Dunne dropping the fist down on McIntyre. But how much is it taking out of him? McIntyre may be out, but Pete Dunne may be gassed from everything he's tried in this match. Dunne on the top rope yet again. Looking for that moonsault. Oh, and McIntyre gets the knees up. He got the knees up. Once again, Pete Dunne feeling punishment. And look at this. Oh, tried to go for the air raid crash. Pete Dunne able to counter into a reverse DDT. Now trying to lock in a submission hold. Oh my God, he's got to snap his fingers. Drew, you got to counter this. You got to counter this somehow. Oh, McIntyre. Oh, very quick to roll out. Oh, and a shoulder tackle driving Dunne down to the mat below. Oh, and straight shots. And Pete Dunne is somehow still standing. Like I said, he will not say die here tonight by any means necessary. And McIntyre, that means he's just going to inflict more punishment. Reverse Alabama slam. And look at this. Pete Dunne again. Oh, slammed face first into the mat. The UK scene may be turned on its head here tonight if Drew McIntyre becomes champion. Pete Dunne trying to stay alive, trying to stay standing. Oh, but everything is being put in the ballpark of Drew McIntyre right now. All the tools are there. That's why he's the chosen one. Oh, there's the air raid crash. The air raid crash. And McIntyre may be signaling the end is near for Pete Dunne's title reign. Air raid crash, lining up in the corner for the Claymore kick. Oh, Pete Dunne able to evade. Pete Dunne. Forearm smash. Double forearm smashes to the jaw. Setting him up. Bitter end. Bitter end. Hooks the leg. 2. And Pete Dunne retains for the final time on NXT. Defeats Drew McIntyre in a dream match. And retains the UK title. What a match. What a match. Look at these maneuvers all throughout the match. It could have gone either way with maneuvers that Drew McIntyre was pulling out there. I thought the back might have given out after this air raid crash, but then countering the Claymore kick, and then Pete Dunne, double forearms to the jaw, a bitter end, and Pete Dunne's history in the Universe mode goes down as being undefeated in title matches for the UK title. He will leave this Universe mode as still the UK champ. But who will leave Brooklyn as the champions? We have multiple title matches in Brooklyn, as I'm stating here. The NXT Women's title, Bianca Belair versus Mia Yim, the HBIC head baddie in charge, versus the EST, the undefeated woman in NXT. That is going to be a huge match when we get to Brooklyn. The North American title will be on the line. Velveteen Dream challenges at the final TakeOver event against Ricochet for his NXT North American crown. Who will walk out of that matchup the winner? Also, a grudge match between Keith Lee and Dominik Dijakovic. Dijakovic wants Keith Lee to feast his eyes on the future of NXT. Quite ironic, considering that's going to be the last episode. But Keith Lee wants to show Dominik Dijakovic that he is still, as he calls himself, limitless. Who is going to leave this huge grudge match the winner at TakeOver Brooklyn 3? Also, we will have the winners of the Dusty Cup, the War Raiders, challenging the Street Profits for the NXT Tag Team titles. A coalition of multiple weeks of story will play out in our main event as Johnny Gargano faces off against Tommaso Ciampa in the main event for the NXT Championship. 3 stages of hell, a tables match, a last man standing match, and a falls count anywhere match. All of that will be our main event, and that is the entire card for TakeOver Brooklyn 3. Many great matches, hopefully many great outcomes. I hope you guys check it out when it comes out. But before we get to Brooklyn, the NXT champion Tommaso Ciampa says that he has some final words for Johnny Gargano and for NXT. Let's hear what the NXT champion Tommaso Ciampa has to say before his encounter with his former tag team partner Johnny Gargano. This story has stemmed 2 universe modes now. We thought it ended in the last universe mode when Johnny Gargano defeated Tommaso Ciampa inside Hell in a Cell, but Tommaso Ciampa just came back. This whole story, it's going to be an incredible promo package when it comes out. But Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano's story will finally come to an end at TakeOver Brooklyn 3. 3 stages of hell, I should say. Tommaso Ciampa will have some final words for his opposition for the Rebel Heart Johnny Gargano. And look at this. You can tell Tommaso Ciampa is not the... Look, he's got freaking fangs. He doesn't have regular teeth. Those are fangs. His eyes are red, bloodshot. Let's see. Weak. You're all weak. NXT was weak before me. Ciampa was weak before me. And Johnny Gargano is the weakest of you all. And in Brooklyn, he has set his fate in stone. His endgame is his demise. Brooklyn will be covered in nothing but my carnage and Johnny Gargano's blood. Ew, that's creepy. Ciampa lost in the cell, but we are not Ciampa. We are stronger. And 3 stages of hell is a great experience to destroy you in front of Brooklyn, in front of NXT, and in front of your beep wife. And don't worry, Johnny. When I win, you won't have to see what my NXT looks like, because I will beat you to death. Johnny, I want you to look into my eyes. This power could have been your greatest ally, but in Brooklyn, it is your demise. You will not survive the stages of hell. No one will survive except me. Jeez, that's a very dark promo from Tommaso Ciampa and this whole force inside Tommaso Ciampa. But here comes Johnny Gargano. And you know, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, this whole rivalry is coming to an end. Johnny Gargano will not allow Ciampa to say words like that about his wife and about the future of NXT. And there you see... Wait, what the hell? Candice! Oh my god, Candice! With a reverse Rana! Vengeance! From when Tommaso Ciampa took out Candice! Over a year in story! And Gargano and Candice coming together! Slingshot spear! Getting the drop on Tommaso Ciampa here tonight! Johnny Gargano feeling the love from the universe of NXT! Here we go! Super kick! Oh no, wait! Ciampa! Ciampa smart. Smart man. That force, that evil carnage force inside of him, giving him an extra set of eyes to counter the super kick. This is what's going to culminate in Brooklyn. Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, 3 stages of hell. All this story has been building to this moment. Everything. Ciampa attacking Candice LeRae all those years ago. The Hell in a Cell match. Ciampa returning and cashing in Money in the Bank. Gargano having that evil suit. Tommaso Ciampa having that evil suit. It all comes to an end. 3 stages of hell at NXT Takeover Brooklyn 3.